Hi everyone, this is Moffitt. Today I'm at the Artist Colony with local artist Jeremy Reed. How's it going, Jeremy?
Doing good. Hey, thanks for stopping by.
I'm happy to be here. Now you do have an interesting nickname from a medium that you use, but I hear that you started off painting. What got you into that?
Well, it's an interesting story because, like in high school, I hated painting. I loved to draw. I've always loved drawing, loved art. As you can tell, I've always loved sea life, but just kind of fell into art or painting rather. My wife looked at my drawings and said, "You need to paint." I said, "No, I don't. I don't like painting." She bought me a canvas and a paint set, and I hate to say it sat on a shelf for a year. I felt guilty and decided, hey, I'll at least do one painting for her. And it was awesome because I just fell in love with the medium, and I've been doing it ever since.
And I heard you also got some attention from another author or another artist and author.
Yeah, there was a painting that I almost threw away. I was halfway through it, just thought it wasn't turning out. My wife begged me not to throw it away. Begged me to finish it. A year later, I did. An author in Australia, meantime, was years later, wrote a book about the Great Barrier Reef. Found my painting online. Was actually in talks with a photographer for the book cover of her novel when she saw my painting, and she told the photographer, sorry. She was, I found another avenue I wanted to go. Contacted me. I thought it was a joke at first, so it took 3 weeks to negotiate, and finally we came to terms, and she was able to use it on her book and commissioned me to do another painting for it, and it's been real cool. So my art's being featured over in Australia.
That's awesome. Now the nickname you got, it's the Tissue Guy.
Yeah, I was trying to make my niche as a sea life artist, which has happened, but here recently I'm known as the Tissue Guy because all my sculptures and three-dimensional art is made out of Kleenex.
Okay, so tissue sculptures, how do you end up getting into that?
Well, that is a funny story because I never thought I'd be making a living making Kleenex sculptures, as an artist. But I was painting already early in my career, and I wanted to I thought the idea of a three-dimensional painting would be amazing. Have like the octopus coming out of the frame was the original concept. But you have to think about if you use clay, it's going to be too heavy. So I kind of just scrapped the idea, but I was, this was before I was actually a professional artist. I was working as an electrician at a local college up north in the art building.
Okay.
And I heard them talking about, in one of the classrooms, as I was running cable, I wanted to be there playing with the art, right? But I'm running these cables, and I hear this professor telling his class about an artist that made a bowl of fruit out of tissue paper.
Okay.
Well, for some reason, my brain went right to Kleenex or facial tissue. They were talking about the craft tissue paper, like you would wrap gifts with. But I thought, why not? So I went back in my studio and I started just experimenting and playing around. Made different hardening solutions, tried different glues, found a mixture that worked for my main sculptures, and like I said, made one for an art show just kind of as a joke, kind of as an experiment. Joke was on me, it sold right away.
Nice.
People were asking me, hey, what's your next one gonna be? What's your next Kleenex sculpture? I had more than one person come up to me, and I'm like, guys, I've painted for years. But because it was so different, so unique, it stuck. And I was always told as an artist, you need to find your own niche. I guess the niche kind of found me.
Okay, yeah.
And I've been doing Kleenex sculptures ever since. And incidentally, that was in 2013 that I started doing the sculptures. Just last year, I finally got back to the original concept and did the octopus coming out of the frames.
Nice.
So,
yeah, it turned out, I love them.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's a messy process. People ask me, do you teach it? It would be hard to teach because it's so messy and time consuming, but
it's not an afternoon class.
No, but it's a lot of fun.
Awesome.
To our knowledge, we've searched the internet. We have found nobody else doing that kind of art. The sculptures have been here to stay. I've made quite a few, sold quite a few, and everyone knows me as the Tissue Guy now.
That's awesome. Now, how long does it usually take to make a regular size sculpture?
Well, I'm glad you said size because it all depends on different sizes.
Right.
Some of the smaller three-dimensional octopuses maybe take a few days. You saw my life-size pelican. That took several months.
Wow.
Not working on it constantly. I tell people it's if you can imagine building an onion layer by layer, from the inside out, each layer you sculpt and mold, let dry, do the next layer, let dry. So it takes a while. So I try to do several at a time. Usually my studio's a mess.
So how long do the tissue sculptures usually last?
They're built to last.
Okay.
I'm going to use the example of the pelican again, the life-size pelican. I built him years and years ago. They dry. The hardeners I make or use will make them last. Now, they're not meant to go outside, so their care is pretty much how you'd care for any painting. You keep it inside, keep it out of humidity, and they last for a lifetime.
Where can people find your work and buy your work? And I also hear that you do commission work and everything as well.
Absolutely. I have an online presence with my website, JReedStudios.com, and I take orders through there.
Okay.
You can also buy art right from my website or from my social media accounts. Is a good way to see my latest art. Here locally, though, because Englewood is an incredible place for the arts. I'm honored to be part of the Art Alliance of Lemon Bay here on Dearborn Street, 452 West Dearborn. I'm one of over 40 local artists on display. And
Nice.
Let me tell you, the artists in there, that's what attracted me to the place. They're amazing. And like I said, it's quite an honor for me to be considered part of the Alliance now. But I try to have all my art up there, art prints for sale. Some of my latest paintings always appear there first. And then I try to do local shows. We do the art festival on Dearborn Street when it comes on every year.
Okay.
And the Artist Colony, this is the first year they've been doing the Artist Colony. And this has been exciting. It's a way for the artists from the area to come together to show the public what we're doing, what the arts are in this area. There's live music, many talented artists here. So I jumped on board with that when I can. And we're hoping, we've got one more show this year, and then we're going to do all next season again.
Nice. I also know that you do a little bit more than just your regular art. You also do painting with a twist. Can you explain that?
Yeah, a lot of professional artists, just as a little side job, are doing the paint and sip type businesses just for a little fun on the side. And it also helps because art, you could have a really good week selling and maybe a couple weeks without. So when you're trying to make a living at it, it's good to have something on the side. So yeah, I'm teaching in Port Charlotte at Painting with a Twist. I'm one of several instructors up there, and we do 2-hour classes where it's all about fun art, and you bring whatever beverage or food you want, and we'll walk you through a painting, make it real easy. And let me tell you, most people that come are beginners, and they leave amazed at what they're able to achieve.
Nice. So is there anything else you'd like to tell our audience, or anything else you'd like to add?
Come and see us. It's just an amazing area for art in Englewood, Venice, the greater area around here. And we're at the Art Alliance every day. We're open right now. Out of season, we'll be closed on Sundays. But come out and see us. And it's an ongoing art festival.
Well, thank you, Jeremy, for having us. It's great talking to you.
Thank you. And it's been a really good thing, except when my wife gets a cold, then we're in trouble because I've glued all the Kleenexes together.